Hi folks, this thing I got from Fred gave me an idea. Okay, so we're going to try something somewhat similar to what he did. And I know this particular pattern I'm not going to redo because it was done by somebody else, but I'm going back to my cone projects, and I think you can see what I'm about to attempt here. I have no idea how it's going to work out, and I have no idea what it will look like when we get done with it, but we're just gonna go with it, folks. I don't have one here that I tested to see what it looks like. So what you want to do is have a cone project. This one's a little thinner than the other one. I was goofing around with it before and I was trying to trim it down because the stem, it's going to be a tulip, alright? And I did a tulip for my mom for her birthday a couple of years ago. Some of you have saw it on YouTube. I don't have it on video yet on DVD. I will get that up eventually. That's the only one I still have to, with a couple others, still put on a DVD. But for some reason I didn't do it. But we're going to go ahead and start. So what I did was, it's kind of an oval shape for the flower. We're going to do it from the corner. I sprayed it a little bit with the rubbing alcohol and water mix. It's a 50-50 mix, so if you're not familiar with it, you can go to Walmart, go to their pharmacy department, and you can get the 70% rubbing alcohol, and then you put 50% of that in a bottle along with 50% water. Have your knife sharp, wear your glove and your thumb guard. And start. We're going to see how it works out. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to flatten out the back portion just like it is on that other flower, that we have a flat portion to work from. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, because there's no sense of making it, you know, we're going to try to get a nice flat area right here. We're going to take that all the way down. So we're flattening the corner of this. The measurement, I would say, is about 3 inches, and it's an inch by inch at one end and about 1/4 of an inch on the other end. It's not really that excuse me, that critical, but because you're going to be slicing a lot of this stuff off anyway. Alright, so we're going to try to get it as flat as we can, and the best way to check that is laying it on a table. Alright, I love working from the corner. It's just a super neat way of carving. Gives you a lot more depth to things and such. So we're trying to just smooth this out, because we're not going to touch this after we get this smoothed out to where I want it. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, we'll fuss with it just a tad more. I'm going to look at it from this side. It looks pretty flat, okay? And it's not rolling anywhere. That's a good sign. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start following where this portion of it goes, from the bottom of the, you know, the stem of the a tulip is really pretty thick, much thicker than it would be with a rose. So okay, we're just going to follow this out, and you know, this is going to be rounded out, rounded up a little bit. Okay, just like so. Alright, and here we're going to go to the bottom one here, and this is going to be a little tricky because you're going against the grain. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to trim this down to about here. Okay. The other thing we're going to do is we're not going to chop a whole lot here. We're going to put a couple of little a leaf here, like so. and like so on the stem. Okay, that's going to be a little tricky. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our knife, we're going to trim this down. We're going to leave that the way it is right now. Okay, and we're going to keep trimming out underneath the butt of the flower. I get my mother tulips every Easter. It's a tradition that I've done for years and years already. It's not Easter if I don't get my mom her tulips. And I do it, like I said, I do it every year for her. And it works out really, really well. Alright. This would be a wonderful gift for Mother's Day or for a birthday. If they have any, if they're Dutch or not Dutch, it's a great, it's a beautiful flower, a very delicate flower. I'm going to start trimming this out a little bit more. I really have no idea exactly what I'm doing, folks. I just cut where I think I need to. And I hope you're able to follow along. Alright. We're going to round this bottom portion down. That will help us get some understanding of the depth that it has to go. So we're cutting it a stop cut this way. We're cutting it down into that stem. Just like that flower is there, I'm trying to get it all the way around. I think they got it, well, not quite all the way around. There's a flat portion on the back, so we're not going to have to go all the way around here. Alright, just like so. Tulips are a wonderful thing. You know, it's funny, my parents lived in Holland and never went to the tulip fields. And everybody says to them, well, were you near one? Did you live near one? Nope, they didn't live near one. So, I'm going from memory from what my mom's flower did look like that I did for it. It was in the bud stage. So we are going to try to round this up as such. And we're going to round this up. The other flower, like I said, was done. If you didn't look at the video of that other rose, it was made out of Tupelo, which, you know, when you do power, there are special features and special things you can do with power that you wouldn't be able to do by hand alone. For the most part, not. I am going to go to the house tomorrow and I will pick up the rose that I did online to show you. Doing the top was kind of hard to do, so we're going to really have this really closed a lot. I mean, not a lot of the inside portion, because we're going to do that with a knife. If you wet the end like I just did, it cuts like butter. It's wonderful. And, you know, I only learned that a few years ago, not too long. And again, of course, I learned that from watching other carvers. You know, we all pick up things that we like to learn. Okay, I'll be right back.